Oh, hey everyone, Slayer Arcade here. You caught me trying to write a script. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think I'm gonna do it this time.
You heard me right. This video will not be scripted in any sort of way, so don't expect it.
So as you heard him say, this video is not scripted, and the reasoning for that, I'm tired of doing it. It is really hard to just sit down and script, I'm sorry. Also, I go to school, and if you don't know, school sucks. Especially when you're trying to develop a video game and have a successful YouTube channel at the same time. They don't care. Anyway, let's just jump right into this video. Again, I'm not scripting it. It would be more confusing if I tried to make a coherent intro and then cut to the video itself. Okay, here we go. Griffpatch is a Scratch YouTuber. Thanks for asking. So you see, before I made a platformer script based on my own knowledge of programming, and it worked. Okay, and then I wanted to implement sliding, so I looked up a Griffpatch tutorial because he's great, and then it worked. It just didn't work, so I did the unthinkable. Please God forgive me, I copied his entire platformer script in Game Maker Studio 2. That took a while. That hopefully explains why I haven't uploaded in a while. But also 8 months? Really? What else did I do in those 8 months? After I proceeded to copy Griffpatch's code, the sliding down hills worked perfectly. This is what I needed to do with my life. On the bright side, Griffpatch's code allows me to do something fun. You see, he added in things like moving platforms, and rotating platforms, and swinging platforms, and now I get to port those to the engine. Wait. Those blocks don't exist in Game Maker Studio 2. You can't just move something back and forth over a given period of time. Oh no. Yep, I had to write my own custom code to get the block to move when I wanted it to. And even then, it's not good custom code, it's bad custom code. Don't write code like me, kids. I'm bad at writing code.
I don't know where I went wrong, Doc. You do realize we're just the same person doing the same video clip. What are you talking about? So more important than my grammar abilities, it works pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. I like everything that Griffpatch makes. Please, Griffpatch, give me more. So then I proceeded to make enemies. They can certainly enemies. One of them throws down. I didn't even use Griffpatch's video for this. I just kind of used the player code, modified it a bit. But you see, this is all the basics. This is all the stuff that every single platformer developer would know how to do. But my god, is it rare to see a game where you can play as two people in the same platformer. So, I developed Player 2. He has yellow hair. I did this in the last video. I explained a lot about how that works, but honestly, a lot of that doesn't even apply to this one, so let's just roll with it. Okay, so first of all, I had to update everything so that it can interact with Player 2. That was pretty easy, actually. I just had to make a secondary thing for if Player 2 exists, do this. Number 2, with the camera, I just had to make it so that the players were, you know, same thing as in the last video. Number 3, they needed a way to respawn, so I basically just made it so that if one player dies, the camera stops following them, they respawn on the player a few seconds later. This was really boring and stupid. So number 4, I made a rope, they fall down on it, and then they go back into gameplay once they touch the player. I am great at game design. So at this point, everything's working pretty well, everything's working great, I'm enjoying my life, it's going very, very good. Now you see, I have multiple different levels, and whenever I need to switch between them, I just go straight into the code and say, hey, what's going on? I say, hey, load this level instead. And that works pretty well, until you want to access multiple levels in a single run. So I ended up having to make a world map, and it works okay. That's right, I can now load into room test 1A and room test 1C whenever I want to on the same world map. Next part of the game development, I need a way to exit the levels if I just want to exit the levels, so here's a pause screen. That's actually a joke, it took me like an entire week to develop. Now please, give me my money back. I want to use Godot Engine, please! On another note, Game Maker Studio 2 supports Spline, which is an animation software that makes animations a lot easier to make. Sounds like something I'd want to do. And then I check my budget. So looks like I'm going to need to find a new way to animate all of my caricatures in my game. What better way to do it than making multiple artboards in Adobe Illustrator CS5. Yeah, this is where I'd have to make them anyway, since I don't have CS6 and I don't have a budget as previously established. So that's right, everything you saw in the last video, made with vector art, CS5. Everything that you see in this video, made with vector art, CS5. So yeah, making every single frame of an idle animation, run animation, jump animation, and fall animation is just about as good as you'd want it to be, especially when you're doing it over 2 characters and you're trying to make them each individuals. But somehow, I got here in under a year, so it wasn't that hard. I still don't have a victory animation for Player 2 though, and when I talk about the ending of levels, it doesn't include him. I kinda just skipped that, because Player 2 is just annoying to figure out, but anyway, let's just keep going. So next thing I implemented, underwater. Everyone likes being underwater, don't we? So instead of just making them both swim like Mario, I decided to do something interesting for once and make it so that they have zero friction underwater. They just blast off. Their jump becomes way higher, and their fall becomes floaty, and their running becomes floaty. Oh god, so it's a double-edged sword, you know? It's like there's a lot of momentum here, but also stop. Then I made jump through platforms, you know, the ones that you can jump over but not under? Yeah, they're in the game now. Deal with it. So, what can I do in terms of game design? Nothing right now, but I can make the players do something cool when you stay still long enough, so that's okay. I actually have a pretty cool idea planned for this where they'll talk to each other during the game if you wait long enough. I can also make this like a one-player thing where if they just kind of stand there long enough, they talk to you. Now, there's one final order of business I have to get to today, and that's making the end of the level work properly. So, screw it, just make a flagpole for now. Like, I want to make something interesting, but honestly, I have nothing for now, so here's just a stupid flagpole that the player can run into. And oh my god, what is the camera doing? Okay, one day later, and I got the camera actually working properly. You know what that means, baby? I can go to sleep tonight properly. So yeah, the level ends, there's a little animation, and then he, goes back to the world map. I'm at the right spot. Man, episode 3 has its work cut out for it. Actually, let me get a jump start on that right now. Let's see what we can do. Here's something I can add GUI to the overworld. I'm going back to Game Maker Studio headquarters.
Let's go. I dare you. I didn't think he would. I didn't think he would really do it. I'm really. Why are there mushrooms here? Why are there mushrooms here? Well, thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you in the next Silly Arcade video. I forgot to say like, comment, subscribe again.